Hello, dog culture reviewers. Today I have an accidental road trip to Oklahoma. I was looking at Miami, Oklahoma, and Pitcher, Oklahoma, two towns I lived in for a while. Pitcher, Oklahoma has an interesting story of how it was abandoned. But I accidentally did a side trip and found out about this. This is in Moore, Oklahoma, which is right inside of Oklahoma City. And this young lady, Madeline, was not treated very well by her ex boyfriend, to put it mildly. I'm not going to use all of the profanity words that are here because my viewers have told me I should quit doing that. And thank you, viewers, for mentioning that. So I'll put the link in the description about this young lady. But being a reviewer of dog culture, I also noticed some other things about her life. So I went and looked around. So she is a avid person of collecting money for dogs. She likes the German Shepherds. She likes the pity bullies or whatever you call these little guys. If you guys study dog culture, you know what these animals are responsible for. So this is her, and from this Facebook page of her, I found this. So this is her life tribute page. She was into faith, basketball, mental health, animal advocacy, and courage. It's interesting that they say animal advocacy. I think that means she loved the dogs. So I read through this, and it's interesting and inspiring. However, I found out she loves German Shepherds, and she has a heart for homeless animals, cats, and she put cat food in the trunk of her car. You know, I'll put this link up. You can read it yourself and make your own conclusions. But she spent a lot of her time putting money into dogs, helping dogs be rescued and stuff like that. And it's interesting that society is repaying her for her dog advocacy with this terrible fate. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair. So, as a reviewer of dog culture, I want to know more. So, I noticed what they said about her. She would adopt animals in the shelter if she could. She would adopt all of them if she could. So, that's curious. I have to wonder if her boyfriend that did all these terrible deeds to her when they first met, if he was like, hey, look at me, I love animals too. I bet he probably was. I bet in order to get a foot in the door, he probably pretended to be all into these German Shepherds. And in the first video that I showed you guys, this video right here, you got to watch it all, but they talk about some of the warning signs. They talk about some of the ways that man got into her life, and they were very manipulative type of ways, and they were ways that dog culture uses to mask itself. So it's very likely, based on what we know, if we look back in time and forward in time, it's very likely that her boyfriend pretended to absolutely love the precious puppers in order to get her to be, an advocate for him because he's just a poor stray animal. He probably played that little game with her. And you got to watch the video. They talk about some of the words and texts and things that guy participated in. And it's very similar to lots of parts of dog culture. Okay. So our young lady, she's from Oklahoma City. Moore, Oklahoma is right in Oklahoma City. And what was Oklahoma City weighed down with so much that they couldn't help her understand how nasty this guy was? Well, Oklahoma City is weighed down in animal feces, dog feces, so much that an Oklahoma mother feeds feces to her children. I guess that Oklahoma mother figured, dogs are better than kids, like all the dog culture says. So, is there anything else that Oklahoma City was weighed down with that they weren't able to put community effort into this young lady? Do a search on the internet. I don't know. Is Oklahoma City tied down with lots of issues? Hmm? Dog attack? Dog bite? I don't know. What do you guys think? Draw your own conclusions. Don't trust me. But it seems like Oklahoma City is really tied down with a lot of effort that all of these news outlets and police and animal control are responding to. Meanwhile, a young lady that's being treated terribly by her ex-boyfriend is just not being not being taken care of. So in our story, this young lady has some brothers that live in her house, and she also has two German shepherds that are mentioned. Um, I'm sorry, they're mentioned right here. I'll put the link in the description. But true evil. Now they tell us dogs know evil. Well, how come those dogs didn't do anything about this? Where do you think? This is just a question. I want to know what you guys think. Because where do you think Prince and Echo, the two German shepherds that were in this young lady's life, where do you think they were when she was having these crimes done to her? They were probably at doggy daycare. They were probably at the groomers. They were probably in the main house getting spoilt by her brothers. They say in the story that Madeline had some brothers that lived there. So where are these German shepherds that are protectors, that know evil? Where are they at? Dog culture, this does not add up. You say that these dogs know evil and that having these dogs in your life is going to bring you so much happiness. Yet Madeline was an avid promoter of giving money and time to dogs. She wanted to adopt all the dogs in the shelter. Yet look what happened to her. Where are those German shepherds? They're probably in the house laying on a leather couch with fleece and wool and down blankets being spoiled in an air conditioned and heated house. Well, guess what happens to her? Nothing good. So, dog culture, this does not add up. This young lady was an avid promoter of dogs. She owned dogs, yet those dogs were not there to help her. And I know people are going to say, well, you can't blame dogs. But the fact that the communities are so tied up in giving all this effort to dogs, that means they could not give effort to Madeline and they could not help her understand what was going on with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was probably very much like a shelter dog. Oh, he's been through problems. Oh, he's been abused. Oh, I'll let him into my pool house anyways. The type of attitude that we have to adopt all these shelter dogs that are other people's problems is the same type of attitude that allows us to let predators into our lives. And society did a terrible disservice to Madeline. Yet these German shepherds, I bet right now, I bet they're getting all kinds of snacks and treats and leather couches and rides around in air conditioned cars. So when we talk about German shepherds, these are like the best dogs, right? Right? However, um, this um, almost 100-year-old man that has brought dogs into our White House, why don't you ask the Secret Service agents that were sent to the hospital how great German Shepherds are? I don't think German Shepherds are that great. They weren't able to help Madeline, and the ones in the White House are consistently biting Secret Service agents. So what's up with these German Shepherds? I mean, I don't see the value here. So German Shepherds, aka police dogs, what are they doing? What? They're not doing nice stuff, these German Shepherds. So if these German Shepherds are supposed to know evil, why are they allowing Madeline to have all these crimes done to her? And why are they doing all this? Just a question. I'm just curious. What do you guys think? Let's look up German Shepherds, you guys. I mean, how interesting are these precious puppers? These little guys. These are our best friends, our cuddle buddies, right? Except for, what about this? This doesn't make any sense. Check out this playlist. I'll put it in the description. But if you read, or I'm sorry, if you look at this documentary right here, and I'll put the other one in the description. Actually, just let me show you a quick screenshot from the video. I'll put the link in the description. But this person right here that loved to hurt people. He loved these GSDs. He look at him. He loved the GSDs, the German Shepherd dogs. He loved them, and they loved him. Look at him. So what's up with these GSDs, guys? These German Shepherd dogs that are supposedly the best thing ever. That's what they tell us. Man's best friend, right? Dogs can dogs can detect evil, they say. However, these two guys, they didn't detect. Or if you're saying they did detect evil, are you trying to say that this person who was accused of rape and accused of murder, are you saying that he was the good guy? Is that what you're trying to say, dog culture? I mean, I just want to know. I don't understand. Help me understand, dog culture, because this makes absolutely no sense. You're telling me these dogs here are the ultimate protector, the ultimate determiner of evil, yet they're off being spoiled while their owner is being sent to an early grave. I don't understand. Dog culture people, chime in. Let me know what's up. Let's cruise over to the Oklahoma City dog park. I mean, we are on a field trip to Moore, Oklahoma, right? There's Moore, Oklahoma. There's Oklahoma City. Well, they got plenty of dog parks. So we got plenty of people cruising around with cars, leather seats, heating, air conditioning, new tires, cars sitting at stores idling to keep the dogs warm. Plenty of dog parks. But yet, what about Madeline? What about her? Here's our Oklahoma City dog grooming. Plenty of those places. How many dogs are being spoiled and having hundreds of dollars worth of shampoo and vacuuming and filters and face masks used so that they can look all pretty? Yet what about Madeline? All these dogs living lives of kings without even having a job or making any money. Yet Madeline is allowed to be treated terribly. But we're going to spoil all these dogs. The more that we take our attention away from our fellow humans, the more that fellow humans pay the price. We should be developing relationships with our humans. Here's one of the dog rescues from Oklahoma City. This is a woman-formed dog rescue. So they're using this label of women to make themselves look good. Yet, what about the women out there in Oklahoma City that are being treated terribly? You're just going to let them, people like Madeline, have these terrible experiences? Okay. Doesn't make sense to me. So let's see what else this is all about. So I just did a keyword safe. So this dog rescue, they want to have a safe haven for dogs. A safe haven for the pupper. Well, what about a safe haven for Madeline? Madeline was the type of person that loved this type of stuff. She wanted to adopt every animal in the shelter, as her thing said. But yet, we're providing safe havens for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dogs. Yet, what happens to our young women? Who pays the price? And who do you think is totally fine with what happened to Madeline and will continue to bring more and more dogs into our neighborhood that pull us away from our fellow humans and make us more interested in spoiling dogs? What do you think the downstream price of that is? Well, this is the downstream price. If you watch this thing, there's so many little signs and little things where someone could have pulled her aside or her boyfriend aside and said, "Hey, you guys can't be with each other. You can't talk to him no more. He can't come on your property." There were so many signs, but they wanted to wait until something bad happened, and that's what they did. And it's the same way with the pit bulls that kill kids every day. It's the same thing with the other dogs that put kids in the emergency room every day. There's so many signs and symbols, but we don't want to do anything about it until something bad happens. The same crappy habit That same terrible habit that sacrifices our young women and everybody else, that same crappy dog culture habit is in play right here. Here's a little pause on one of the news stories from the alleged suspect. Now, I don't know everything about this case, so, this guy hasn't been convicted of being guilty yet, so don't take my word for it. Just check the links in the description. But these are some of the things that he was trying to figure out. And did anybody pull him aside and say, dude, why are you looking up that shit? That's pretty sketchy. Dude, what's up? No, they sure as hell didn't. I mean, maybe they did, but guess what they were probably doing? They were probably sitting at home baby talking their dogs, buying their dogs freaking bark boxes, going on Amazon, buying all kinds of treats for their dog, taking their dog to doggy daycare, the dog park, the dog groomers. Meanwhile, this guy was exhibiting some sketchy behavior and is kind of like, well, he's just, they probably made 100 excuses for it, just like they make 100 excuses for dogs that end up killing little kids. So again, the dog culture type of habit was applied to this guy, and they just wait until something terrible happens, and then everybody swarms in and does investigations. Just a quick example of what I just said. An 81-year-old man dies after a dog attack. If you go and watch this video, they will talk about, we got to do an investigation. We don't know what happened. Animal control doesn't understand how this precious pupper could have done this thing. And they have like 5 different organizations swoop in and try to figure out what could have possibly happened. No freaking idea. However, if you look at this story and look at it, there was over 300 calls to animal control about these nasty dogs chasing other people. And it took 3 or 4 firemen with axes and poles to get these dogs under control. So it's a reactive society. It's a habit of, they just allow the crap to keep going on until somebody gets ended. And that's the habit of dog culture. And that is the same habit that was applied that led this girl to not be part of our beautiful earth anymore. So yeah, that is our crazy trip to Oklahoma. What do you guys think? Do you think that Oklahoma was weighed down with a whole bunch of other stuff? And maybe if they weren't, they could have given this girl some better attention? Do you think that if everything that happened in this girl's life wasn't so much like the modern dog culture, that they would have taken steps before this happened? I think so. I fully believe so. And if anyone would like to argue that with me, I think I could prove myself right. But I want to know what you guys think. I want you guys to check the links in the description and tell me what you think. But I think the wages of dog culture are these type of tragedies. And now that I started thinking about them, I keep coming across them. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'm going to put up the stuff about Madeline. So if you want to go and make some nice comments to her family, I think that would be good too. Because this is a pro-human channel too. So hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys found some value. And I'll see you in the next one.